Well, happy Wellness Wednesday. Good morning. Mornings with Luann and Tim. How are you?
Wellness, my pink bottom. She is not well. She is as sick as a dog.
But you know what?
She's still here.
I could not leave him alone.
Well, because
You know
otherwise
how
I
he
would
is.
have... If she hadn't come in, I probably would have had to read the news. And I got told by I tried that once a long time ago.
Don't do that.
When we first started, I tried to read the news when Luann wasn't here, and I just did like a little brief news summary, and I received a message from a very close family member saying, "Don't ever do that again."
Poor guy.
I can't do news.
You know what? Speaking of news, coming up in the newscast during the show today, we're going to talk about how a caucus member in Doug Ford's government in Ontario tabled a private member's bill. He wants the laws around pit bulls to change, and of course there's been some issues here in Sault Ste. Marie with a pit bull and the Humane Society and rules, and as it is right now, pit bulls are banned, but the ones who were already in Ontario before the ban occurred were grandfathered in, right? But they had to be spayed, and they have to now walk with yes, and on a leash and stuff like that. So in the story though, I found it very interesting because the only thing that is banned in ownership in Ontario is pit bulls and killer whales.
That was a nice setup, Lou.
I wonder, they make a mess on the sidewalk?
You have to clean up after your whale.
I would be willing to put a whale on a leash. I think that's a little discriminatory. What did that whale ever do to you?
How do we have that? That's the law in Ontario. You can't own a killer whale.
You cannot own a killer whale.
Now, a great
devastated.
white shark, on the other hand, no problem.
It's all good.
But watch out for those pit bulls.
Right.
Oh man. Well, I don't know. How do you feel about that?
About
pit bulls being made legal again? You don't have to wait.
They
if you
don't know.
Want to.
They don't. He's just tabled it.
Yeah.
And
but how would you feel about that if that were to happen?
Well, he talks a lot about in tabling it. He talked a lot about how it's not the dog, it's the owner who trains the dog.
Okay,
and
so some breeds.
And I'm not a dog person.
You don't like dogs.
Petrified of every dog, even the purse dogs. I'm not fond of the purse dogs. I would probably like a killer whale a little bit better than a purse dog. But I think that it's about the trainer, it's about the owner, it's about, and then the poor dog. But then on the other hand, I'm scared. So does that dog have those instincts? I'm scared.
I think there are certain breeds of dogs that are more prone to aggressive behavior.
Right.
And a lot of that has to do with the breeding though too. Dogs that are inbred, or if the bloodlines are too much.
Too close.
Like incestuous. Yeah.
Like brothers and sisters?
Yeah, or even too close in the bloodline, that can cause stuff.
And they don't even live in Espanola.
So she said it this time, not me. But I don't know. I guess if there were some rules about the way the dogs are bred, that might have something to do with it. Look, now see, come on. First of all,
they slobber, they stink, they have huge teeth.
A lot of dogs do that, and they don't deserve not to be loved. So
well,
I don't know.
You go ahead and love them, and I'll just.
I guess I'm on the
fence. My killer whale.
I'm on the fence, but it's a really high fence so that the dog can't get me. Okay, so you're under the weather. You're coming into work. Good for you. I'm happy. I don't know what I would do without you. I was watching the impeachment hearings yesterday.
Oh my!
That went on for 10 hours.
Oh boy!
So 7 o'clock last night.
Too. I'm like this.
I know.
Right.
So Volker was testifying. He was one of the ambassadors, and I just happened to notice as the day went on that there was a woman sitting behind him while he was giving testimony, and she started off. And she's looking, so he's sitting testifying this way, and you see her in profile. Do you see her, Luann, back there?
Yes, with the longer hair?
Yeah, and she's on his right, like to the right of the screen.
Right.
Look at the Kleenex. Here she goes. Okay, so she started as the day went along. She got sicker and sicker, and by later in the day, Luann, she was literally wiping her nose, and then sitting. At one point, she sat with a Kleenex stuck to her face like this for a good 5 minutes, just sitting, holding the Kleenex. Her nose was getting redder and redder.
Well, that's
Look,
what
here she's just sitting
happens,
there
right?
holding the Kleenex to her face for minutes at a time, and then
Maybe she's trying not to hurl.
and swallowing, and just hear, and she'd cough into it, and then she'd cough, and then she'd swallow, and you could see the swallowing was hurting. Look at her.
Poor thing.
By the end of the day, and then near the very end of the hearing, there's a man beside her, and all of a sudden he gets his Kleenex out. He's blowing his nose. I'm thinking, that, you know what? By Friday, they're all gonna be sick at that. Well, if you're not sick already from watching that.
Well, you know what? I'm wondering if people on one side of the room would get sick first.
Well, you don't. Did you ever smoke?
Yes, when I was in college, because I was cool then.
Could you now? One of the ways that I always thought a great way to quit, because I did smoke too. I smoked for 20
I smoke now
years.
when I have some wine.
Do you? I can't. Cigarettes disgust me. I can't touch them no matter what.
Good for you.
But one way that I always thought I tried to quit smoking a couple times was when I had a cold.
Right.
Because even when I smoked and I had a cold, I couldn't go near a cigarette. If I had sick, I don't know how people can smoke while they have a cold, or they're stuffed up, or they have a sore throat.
My father could have had pneumonia and he'd be still.
No. So Keith and I were talking about smoking last night, and I did something like pretending I had a cigarette, and he said, "Isn't it interesting how when you have a cigarette, it becomes a prop, and you can, like smokers do?" And I was imitating somebody who had attitude, and she was like, boom, like flick.
Yeah.
We were talking about
because you can flick it.
You can
and
flick
the
it.
Ashes
You can
go
exhale
flying. That's
it.
cool.
You can drag it like.
You can exhale it through your nose.
Yeah, you can stomp on it
that
to butt it
hurts,
out.
though, because sometimes it goes back in and then comes out.
So he said he doesn't think that people who aren't smokers get that aggressive in conversations, that they don't have that prop. You never see a non-smoker go, "Yeah, well, I think that you should
flick my pick."
He said that really he thinks that the cigarette gives people.
Maybe they think of it as a weapon. Come close to me and I'll burn you.
He thinks that smokers are more aggressive than non-smokers.
Well,
or they're grumpier, or their mood is like.
Well, especially if you're in a nicotine fit, right?
That just wore me out doing all that stuff.
See? You're just exhausted now, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so move over.
Oh, you crushed my hand.
2020 Grammy Award nominations are being made this morning in New York City.
Why aren't you paying attention to that?
Because I don't really.
We're busy.
Yeah, we're busy. We're on the air.
Is it happening yet?
Like at 8:20 this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
The Grammy nominations.
Nominations for the 2020 Grammy show.
Do you watch the Grammys?
I love the Grammys.
Last night Keith was very angry with me because I had PVR'd the CMA Awards, Country Music Association Awards.
Love that show. That's my favorite award show.
Well, thanks for wrecking my night last night, because I watched it because you loved it and Keith hated it.
Didn't you like it?
I found it a very, very, very scripted. I don't think.
But I mean, as far as the performances and
yes,
stuff?
well, but the music, like Pink. See, I'm not a huge fan of country music, so Pink I liked, and I mean, I loved Reba with the costume changes.
Right.
Anyway, we're not big fans of country, and I found that country music artists shouldn't try to be funny very often, because I don't think it worked.
Oh, I did.
I thought it was kind of kitschy.
Oh, yeah?
But nice Americana.
Well, sure.
It was a family kind of show,
well,
except for Dolly
Parton. It has to be.
Anyway,
she has to bring those with her.
She does. She travels with them.
Yeah, she can't just leave those behind.
Yeah. Can you imagine what she's like at her age with a no bra?
Oh my God.
She'd be kicking those puppies out of the way on the way to the bathroom.
Oh, all the way in her shoe.
Oh, she could just put Swiffers on those and clean the floor as she went. Listen, we have Thrive.
And they're so anxious to come on to this
now
show.
They are. Child Development Center. But no, OKTire is doing this cool thing, Bucket Tire. So we're going to talk about that. Thing. And then we have this really neat esthetician who does, you might want to have a word with her. Katie Mohammed is on the show. Plus Luann.
You're just mad because my mustache is thicker than yours, Movember man.
I will be back with more. Mornings with me.
Thank you, KC Security, for sponsoring the show as well.
Yes, thank you, KC Security. From now on, the show is all about me and no more sick people allowed. See you in a minute. look at here we all are. What a party we are having here today.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, as you know, I'm Tim. Hello, nice to meet you. This is Susan, who actually, we grew up kind of together.
We did.
Nice to see you, Susan.
Yes,
Long
nice
time. This is Mike Batanti from OKTire. And then at the end we have Stephanie. Stephanie's also from Thrive, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's start with Mike. Because you put all this thing together here, you and your family.
Yeah.
OKTire, family owned and operated by the Batanti family.
Yes, so we are going on the 8 years next year. The campaign has been running for, this will be the 6th year.
What inspired you to give back to the community this way, you and your brothers?
You said it yourself, just giving back. We wanted to more or less get involved. We know our community itself is very generous in that sense.
They are.
For campaigns that run throughout the year. So it's something we wanted to do, was just give back more or less. Just
you guys are, you're sort of second generation, your father, Batanti Motors.
So my father started Batanti Motors, would have been in the early 90s, 93, 94, and then we ventured off into tires and service, kind of go hand in hand.
And you're located where, Mike?
We're located at 92 Second Line West, right across from the Esquire Club. I use that as kind of a...
that's a good...
Yes, absolutely. So a lot of people know where that is.
That's a good landmark.
Yes, absolutely. That's a landmark I use every time.
Two-story white building?
I believe that's kind of white, kind of like a cream-colored building. Yeah, so we're right smack dab across the street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so what kind of services do you offer there?
So obviously new tire sales, tire repairs, full automotive service. So
really?
Complete,
full garage?
Full garage.
So it's not just tires?
No, not just tires. And that's a lot of people think it's just tires, OKTire, of course, but it's definitely full auto service.
How many of you ladies and gentlemen work in there?
So we have me and my brother who kind of look over the day-to-day operations.
And we should give your brother a shout out. His name is
Frank.
Hey Frank,
Batanti.
get back to work. Okay.
Yeah, get back to work. He's there right now.
Busy time.
Very busy time. So managing the crew was hard for me to pull him away. So it was hard for me to actually get away, but I'm here. I wanted to be here because, of course, of how important this is. But we have 4 or 5 full-time members, and then we usually bring in a few seasonal workers, especially this time of year. And then,
so is that a reason why you chose November to be your bucket tire month?
Absolutely.
Because it's so busy getting ready for winter tires?
It's the busiest month of the year, and it's the time of year where we actually push the most product.
Hey, the posters up right now.
Yeah.
So this is what you're doing.
So this is the
Bucket
campaign,
Tire.
Bucket Tire. So throughout the month of November, every tire we sell, we donate $1, and our recipients this year are Thrive. And currently, as of yesterday, we are currently at 1,261 tires sold. So that's going to the foundation.
Thrive.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
It is amazing, and I was happy because I kind of brought you guys together because Susan, you hadn't met.
No.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
And Stephanie, you knew who Mike was, but had you met yet?
No, just through texting.
Just through texting. Okay. How did Thrive get selected as the charity of choice for? Well, let's let Stephanie answer that one. How about you, Stephanie?
Sure. So
you heard about this how?
Through Facebook. So we knew about the campaign that they did last year for Cage, and then through Facebook we knew it was a voting system. So somebody put Thrive Child Development Center on the Facebook post and then shared it and let us all know. And so then family and staff members of Thrive all sort of voted.
Right, excellent. And so when you got the results, that's how it all works, right?
It's always, like I mentioned when we were talking, it's always unanimous. Like once it gets shared once and once one person sees it, it just blows up. I wish
I'd had that happen with my Movember campaign. You're having way more luck than I'm having.
We started seeing Thrive, and it's funny. It's like my brother is kind of involved in advertising and marketing and whatnot. He's like, so it looks like it's going to be Thrive, and when you look at it and you look at all the responses and the comments, it's like
Thrive.
Constant.
Wow.
So it's good.
Let's talk a little bit about Thrive then. Susan, the money is going to...
The money is going to... So I'm here representing the foundation.
The foundation.
And the money is going to... We haven't exactly targeted it yet, but the money is so important to us because we have an extremely talented professional staff.
Yes.
And in order for them to do their job well, to really help the kids that we support go beyond what is expected to the extraordinary. We need those donations to allow us to purchase equipment, to allow us to have proper treatment spaces, to allow us to bring in specialists to clinics to support the kids that have special needs. So it really allows the staff to be able to do their job and to truly support kids and families to be the very best that they can be.
Is there? I know for a lot of places there are percentages of how much they can get funded through one source and how much of their funding has to happen through fundraising and donations. Do you have a percentage breakdown that way of operations for Thrive?
We don't have a percentage breakdown, but certainly our needs are not covered 100% by our public funds.
Fair
So,
enough.
big pieces of equipment that are very expensive, bringing in specialists to clinics, those sorts of things are beyond what is budgeted. So we really rely on folks like Mike to be able to support our services.
And the foundation, I mean, there's a lot of places like the YMCA has a foundation and the hospital has a foundation. That's the role of the foundation, is to try to raise the money and then distribute it to the actual functioning business.
Absolutely.
To allow them to thrive. Let's talk a little bit, Stephanie, about the role that Thrive plays in the community and how you work with families and children.
Sure. So we work with kids from 0 up until they're 18.
I love that you work with kids from 0.
Yeah.
That's encouraging. That's a good start. Okay. To 18.
To 18.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then we do. We have a team of physiotherapists, speech and language pathologists, occupational therapists, and then social workers. And we provide any kind of services that the family or the children might need to help them thrive. And then also we have a daycare on site as well. That's an inclusive
People
daycare.
have probably seen that daycare on Shannon Road as they drive down. Is it Shannon Road?
No. Oh no, it's People's Road.
People's Road.
So
People's Road.
Well, just off People's Road on Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we also have an on-site daycare as well that we provide services to.
Okay.
Children.
So how many staff do you have there?
So we have, I think, just around 50.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, and we serve the Algoma region, so not just Sault
all
Ste.
of
Marie.
Algoma.
Yep.
So, where, for instance, do you go to other? I mean, in Algoma, do you travel or do you
Yes.
have other offices?
So both. So
Oh,
we
really?
do have some traveling therapists who go as far as Elliott Lake and then as north as Hornpain, and then we do have staff in those areas as well. So we have a couple of staff in our Wawa office, and then we have an office in Elliott Lake that we have staff in.
Wow, I did not know that you were
Yes, we do.
that spread
The
out.
entire district, yeah.
Okay, so for the entire rest of the month, if you go to OKTire now, do you still have room? Like, I know that you said you guys are working overtime.
Yeah, so we're
Can people
working-
still get in there?
Right now, as of November, probably not. Like I said, we're booked up for the whole month, which
you
is
told
good.
me your guys you have people staying 2 hours after.
Yeah,
like,
we're
hours
usually
after
we're
you're not
usually
supposed
staying
to close.
after hours, just kind of trying to be proactive, and if someone comes in, they want a rim and tire package or whatnot, we can easily put those together the night before. You try to stay ahead because you know what, that gives us the opportunity to maybe bring somebody in that next day because we've just freed up more or less a spot, right? Because when that vehicle comes in, the whole point is to get it in, get it out really quick. So if we have those already put together, it's an easy job.
So they could call and take a chance. I mean, would they call
Yeah, you
you?
can
Is
take
that
a
the best thing
chance.
to do?
Yeah, best thing to do is call us or
What's
come
your phone
by.
number?
Our phone number is 705-575-6265. They can call us. Come in.
575-6265.
Yes.
And do you have you Facebook, obviously?
Yes, we have Facebook, so they can send us a Facebook message. They can go on. There's actually a texting app. If you go to OKTire.com, it'll kind of redirect you to the Sault Ste. Marie page. They can text us. There's the opportunity to go online and select your tires and send us more or less a quote request, and then we kind of get back to them in reasonable time.
Hey, the good news is we're like in the middle of November, and you're already at like $1,200. So chances are, woohoo!
Yeah, we're going to be doing well this year. We're looking definitely ahead of last year, so that's good.
Hey, Susan, if people want to donate without buying a tire, and if they just want to help out Thrive, is there a way they can do that? Do you have a website or a
We
page?
have a website and we have a Facebook page. The website is www.kidsthrive.ca. The Facebook page, Stephanie's going to have to help me with.
Thrive Child Development Center. I think you
Thrive
search
Child
that,
Development Center. And if families have any questions, if they want to get a hold of you, do they make an appointment, or how does that work?
So they can call 705-759-1131, and then they can talk. Reception will usually pass them through to a social worker for more information. Sometimes people do go on Facebook actually and message us, and we do answer all of those messages. We also have info@kidsthrive.ca, so people can also email us with questions, and they're always sent on to the appropriate person who can respond.
And then generally there'd be a meeting set up, and you would assess the child's needs and decide how you can help them, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, Mike, say thank you again to all the folks at OKTire.
Well, I will.
And I know that
hard right now. We're working hard right now. That's for
and
sure.
congratulations on the campaign thus far. And thank you also to Susan and Stephanie for coming in. I forgot to wear my Thrive t-shirt. I'm sorry. Next time. But join us again and let us know how things are going.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us, and thank you again, Mike. We greatly
It's a
appreciate
pleasure.
your
It's our
support.
pleasure.
I love Christmas. Okay. It's a time to give. We'll be back with Luann, who's going to give me a cold if I'm not careful. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a minute. Thanks. So today is the Transgender Day of Remembrance, Luann.
Oh.
Yes, we remember those who have passed due to violence against transgender and gender diverse people.
You know what? There should never be violence because people are different from you.
So far this year, 331 trans and gender diverse people have been killed.
What?
331 people this year have been killed because they are trans or gender diverse.
Oh my God.
There's a thing called the Trans Murder Monitoring Report. They started since 2008. They've annually released the numbers of people who are victims because they are trans or gender diverse. In 11 years, there have been 3,314 deaths in 11 years. And that's all because people don't understand and they are afraid of what they don't know.
So just get educated.
Get educated.
Just ask a couple questions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, really.
So let's just, there you go. Keep it in your mind. Remember that there is violence against people who are simply because they want to be who they are.
And they're different.
Yeah, or well, they're not that different.
Not that
they're
different.
the same.
Yeah, exactly. Do you remember 19 Kids and Counting, that show? I never watched it.
19 Kids and Counting?
Yeah, it was the Duggar family.
Okay, that to me sounds like a horror movie.
Well.
The Duggars, yes. Okay, I didn't know it was called 19 Kids and Counting, but
that's
they're
the
a
name
weird,
of the show.
What's going on with that family?
Well, apparently they're denying that there was a raid on their home by Homeland Security agents.
Oh my goodness. Where'd they get their kids from?
She burnt them.
She went down to the wall, down to the wall and waited. You want to come and join the TV show?
They are saying that,
some of the kids?
Nobody knows anything about it in the Duggar family. It did not happen. But Homeland Security, there's a leak there, and somebody said, yeah, we went in there. What could the Duggars possibly have?
Oh, my heavens.
Right?
No, that's not right.
Imagine Thanksgiving. Get your own turkey. I'm not cooking for you people.
Do you know how many trunks of cars I would have to have?
But you know what?
Imagine taking those kids shopping? No,
so, of course, some of the kids now have been followed through the media because the show doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
But some of the kids have gotten married and they're having their own children, so they're being followed.
How many of those kids were, did they birth,
all of them.
She did not give birth to 19 children.
Yes, I think so. I didn't watch the show, but I think she did.
Her uterus belongs in the Smithsonian.
Just pick it up off the floor.
I have it bronzed. Put it on the mantle
bless
of the
her.
trophy.
Can you imagine? By the 19th, labor even was like, oh, tickety-boo, baby, let's go. Come on.
Oh, I would imagine she'd be so done. Done.
Oh,
sneeze. Oh, look who's here on a leash. Luann has the news. You can pull it together for the news?
Yeah, I'm going to try and pull it together for the news.
Okay, we'll be back with the news right after this.
Police west of Toronto say a man has died after he was struck by police with a taser early this morning. Peel Regional Police say the incident happened just before 3:30 in Mississauga. They say the man later died in hospital just after 4:15 a.m. Police say the Special Investigations Unit is looking into the incident. The SIU is a civilian oversight agency that invokes its mandate when a police interaction leads to death or serious injury. It will be all business this afternoon when Justin Trudeau unveils a cabinet to navigate a new era of minority government in a bitterly divided country. Forget the theatricality and sunny optimism of 2015. This time there's been no open invitation to the public to attend the official launch of Trudeau's second mandate. Ministers will arrive individually for the ceremony and make themselves available briefly afterwards to speak with reporters, the traditional, relatively low-key way cabinet shuffles are conducted. Trudeau has taken a full month since winning re-election to put together his new cabinet, twice as long as he took in 2015. Like cabinets during his first mandate, this one will have an equal number of men and women and will attempt to balance various regional, ethnic, and religious considerations. Most, if not all, existing ministers are expected to remain in cabinet, with the exception of at least Finance Minister Bill Morneau. Many will move to new portfolios. Likely the biggest shift will involve Chrystia Freeland, arguably Trudeau's strongest cabinet performer, who stick-handled tempestuous NAFTA negotiations with a mercurial Donald Trump administration in the United States. Freeland, who has roots in Alberta, although she represents a downtown Toronto riding, is widely expected to take on a pivotal role in bridging the divide between the federal Liberal government and the irate Conservative-led provinces in Ontario and the West, as Deputy Prime Minister and Minister in charge of a beefed-up Intergovernmental Affairs Department to be renamed Domestic Affairs. As his caucus was sworn in yesterday, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh said Canadians sent a message. They want Parliament to work, and he's going to work hard to make that happen. Singh said after his meeting with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, there was an openness about the government to work together on some priorities.
With an agreement with the United States that allows rich pharmaceutical companies to make more profit, that weakens our supply management, that does not include clear enforceable protections for workers, that they've chosen to help the richest corporations.
A member of Ontario Premier Doug Ford's Progressive Conservative Caucus is hoping to reverse the province's ban on pit bulls. Rick Nichols introduced a private member's bill in the legislature yesterday that would alter controversial provisions in the Dog Owners Liability Act that prohibit the breed. Pit bulls and killer whales are the only animals banned across the province. Ontario prohibited pit bull ownership in 2005, angering many dog lovers who argued the law wrongly punished pets instead of their owners. The law grandfathered in pit bulls already in the province, though, but made it mandatory for those animals to be spayed or neutered. It also required pit bulls be muzzled and leashed in public, all provisions that would be repealed should Nichols' proposed bill pass. Days after addressing Don Cherry's dismissal during a Hockey Night in Canada broadcast, sports broadcaster Ron MacLean says he doesn't believe his former co-host is a racist. MacLean, the longtime co-host of Coach's Corner with Cherry, is in Edmonton to receive an honorary Doctor of Laws degree at the University of Alberta. Before receiving the degree, MacLean told reporters it's been a difficult time.
I was very keen to apologize. I felt very much the need to continue to represent the show, because it's look, we all love hockey. We love Don. We love hockey. We love the bridge building aspects of our game. We're caught, on a situation that it needed to be addressed. We use these arenas as teachings, and Don has done so much in that respect. So I'm as I said Saturday, I'm not judging Don. He made a decision that I wonder, how when we act. I believe that you should have the opportunity to revisit it, and we'll keep learning from this moment. And I've said a lot here because I feel like I've also been running from it a little bit too, and I hate to do that. Right? That's part of the conversation, but I'm in the middle of it, and I don't mean to stir the pot.
I don't know if you remember, but a few weeks ago we talked about how Kylie Jenner was on the Forbes most richest people list. Her company is like crazy hunga bunga. She sold it.
I tell them how much.
$600 million. But
she's in her 20s.
She's 22. I was still like playing with my Barbie dolls when I was 22.
Me too.
But she she sold 51%, so she still has 49%. although her stakes are lower, obviously, and that was intentional.
Anymore.
But she has made arrangements in the contract to continue to be the creative support because she has all of these products in mind that she wants to create. And her mother, Kris Jenner, was in an interview yesterday and talked about how, she's dreamed about this her whole life, so she's going to continue to do it. And I'm so thrilled because I was a little worried she'd be kicked out. Rent and $600 million.
And that's only 50%.
And she's going to still work. I'd be like, see ya.
And that's a makeup cosmetics line?
Yeah, skincare line and cosmetics.
Wasn't that interesting? Because my next guest happens to be an esthetician.
Right?
Can you make $600 million, Katie? Wouldn't that be nice?
Katie's like, I wish.
But you know what's smart for her to get out? She got out while the iron.
You know what? Absolutely.
While she's at the top.
Yeah, $600 million.
What would you do?
She's not even. She can't live long enough to spend. Well, I guess she could.
No, well, I suppose.
I could.
Hey, you want to? I'll never own $600 million, but you can win prizes. I can win free stuff. You want to win free stuff? I can help you win free stuff.
Apparently there's free stuff.
Over the Rainbow Children's Series, Molly and the Oak Island Treasure. That sounds like fun.
Doesn't it?
I know. So it's you can win a pair of tickets.
Oh, it's a marionette production. That's cute.
A maritime marionette production. Sunday, November 24th is the show. The draw date ends on November the 21st. That's tomorrow. You have today to get until 12 noon tomorrow. You have to go to SueOnline.com and enter that contest, and you can win tickets for Molly and the Oak Island Treasure, a maritime marionette production. I had a little marionette that I got somewhere in Mexico.
Did you
or something.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
They're hard to maneuver.
I'm emceeing the 4th annual Builders Bash. I saw the prizes, the silent auction and the live auction prizes. Plus there's a dinner, plus there's games, and it's a fundraiser for Habitat for Humanity, and we're giving away 2 tickets for the dinner and everything. It's valued at over $100.
But wait, you're emceeing.
Stop it. And so you can enter that contest. Also, SueOnline.com. Draw date is Monday, November the 25th.
Lots to give you.
We are a very giving.
Absolutely.
What are we? Superior media. Well, it's not us, though. It's these people who are giving us the tickets to give away to promote.
There's a new movie coming out called Harriet, about Harriet Tubman. And
it's been in the works since 1994.
Yeah, it's a 25-year-old script. And apparently 25 years ago, the author of the script brought it to some studio people, and they said, oh, this is great. Yeah. This is such an amazing story.
Harriet Tubman, of course, is a slave turned abolitionist.
And so they said, yeah, let's get Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman. So once they realized that
Harriet Tubman was a black slave.
Yes, that couldn't happen. They decided that they weren't going to do the film.
Because they couldn't get Julia Roberts to play a black slave. So they just canceled the film. Now it's come out. It's been released now.
Yes.
But did you hear one of the guys when they actually pointed out to one of the guys on these are the geniuses who put films together, one of the studio execs, they said, she can't because Harriet Tubman was black and Julia Roberts is white. And the person said, it was so long ago, well, no one will notice.
Nobody will remember.
It was a biopic.
Right?
Holy smokes, that one. Okay, we got a break. Now we're going to bring Katie Mohammed in the next segment, and we're going to learn about all the things that she does to make us look good, Luann.
Oh, she's got her
Pay
plate
close
full.
attention. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. This is my new friend. Well, we've met before. Katie Mohammed, Dermal Enhancements. That's the name of the business.
It is.
How many years now?
Just about 2.
Good for you.
Yes.
What led you to this line of work, being an esthetician? I mean, you've got 17 certifications in addition to being a trained esthetician.
Been working hard. Yeah.
So this is obviously, you've done this before you had your own business. Obviously, you don't get 17 certifications in 2 years, do you?
You do.
You do,
I did.
Really?
I did.
Is that because you traveled everywhere? Like tell me some of the places you've been and studied.
Well, when I started my training, I started off earning 4 certifications right off the bat. So, I mean, the certifications are just in different types of techniques.
Okay.
So I went away to Ottawa to get my training a couple of years ago and came home with 4 certifications, and then just kept going because I just wanted to stay on top of my game, keep learning new techniques and getting better.
You've been everywhere, Miami, Dallas, I mean, all over North America training.
Yep, hopefully more.
Yeah, right? Okay, so name some of the services that you provide.
I started off doing permanent makeup, so essentially that's cosmetic tattooing, and it involves giving women new eyebrows, eyeliner, lip tattoo, and then I stepped into some paramedical tattooing, which mainly involves areola tattooing for breast cancer survivors, having gone through a reconstruction. And then I kept adding to my services just little things like a lash lift and tint, scar revision, microchanneling, brow henna, brow lamination, and I think I'm going to stop there.
That's okay. So you also are very connected to the industry because you have a sideline. Are you? You're a copy. What do you do?
Copywriting, editing, proofreading, blogger.
So through all of that, you've made a lot of contacts in the industry, and so you are a blogger, right?
I will blog for whomever asks me to, and I also blog myself. Yeah,
you do.
Yeah.
Okay, you operate in a very private setting.
Yes.
And so, if people want to make an appointment, then they have to contact you. You have a website?
A Facebook page, website.
What is the website?
It's dermalenhancements.com.
That's pretty
very easy.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
And then Facebook page.
Facebook page, same
Dermal
name.
Enhancements.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instagram, same name.
Now, what about the equipment and stuff? You must use. I mean, you have is it like a little tattooing equipment that you have?
I'm a little bit of an addict. I just added my 9th tattoo machine to my collection, but that's because I sold a different one. So I'm always trying with different.
Wow. You mentioned women, but I know that some men might be interested in your services too. There are some very famous people like Michael Jackson probably is the best known person for having tattoo work done. Did you know that he had a tattooed hairline put on? Did you know that?
I didn't.
His hairline was receding, and so to mask the difference between his wigs and whatever, he actually had, and this was exposed after he passed, and they did an autopsy photo. You see, he actually had a tattoo all around his hairline so that he would have matchups.
That's one of the fastest growing aspects of the industry, in which I'm not yet trained, but plan to be. It's called scalp micropigmentation. Yes.
Scalp micropigmentation.
Pigmentation.
Okay, you brought some great photos, some before and afters, and some other stuff. So let's scroll through some of the pictures. We're going to bring up a picture now of a brow. This is called the before and after of a powder brow.
Powder brow, yes.
So is this a tattoo brow, or is this, when you say powder, is this just because it's a soft look? Explain.
It's a total tattoo. It's done with a tattoo machine.
Why do they call it powder? Because it's light and powdery looking?
Exactly. It has a fine pixelated look, so it heals really pretty and soft, not harsh, like it, in the old days.
This is somebody who just had the work done. So you can see the before, how skinny the brow was and missing hair, and they have to draw stuff on with a pencil all the time.
Yep.
And so you can see there's a little bit of bruising, but that's right after. Now, can we show about a year later, the next one, I think? Look at how beautiful that turns out. It looks so natural.
It heals very lovely, yeah.
Now, color correction too. If somebody's had some work done and it wasn't a great job, you will do color correction for them. So look at how you fix that one.
Yeah, sometimes the pigment can heal a little off. That's not always the fault of the artist. It can be lifestyle. It can just be time in the sun. And so we use basic color theory, artist color theory to correct color, yeah.
So it's not always just a botched job. It can also just be time and fading, right?
Exactly.
So you going for a tune-up.
Yep, exactly.
Eyeliner. Look at that. That's permanent?
It's permanent, yes.
That is so great, because so many, waking up in the morning and trying to get that, and then you get it in your eye, because I know all this stuff. Okay, what is this, the lash thing that you do? You perm lashes. What's it called, a lash lift?
It's a lash lift.
Look at that.
There is a lash lift on its own without a tint. And it essentially involves just lifting the lashes with a very gentle perm solution, and it lasts about 6 to 8 weeks.
That's wild. I had no idea. You do lip tattooing. Save you ever having to put a lipstick on again.
Yes.
Look at the color. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
And then also, if somebody wants removals done, you will do tattoo removals. There's an eyebrow removal that you did.
Yeah, that's after one session of removal. So removal does take a few sessions.
It takes a few sessions, and for tattoos, I would imagine it takes a number of sessions. This is just after You just started on this one, right?
Yeah, that's the bottom part there. You can see that it's lightened after one session, and I think I worked on the top corner as well. So you've just got to be careful.
How long would something like that take to get rid of, Katie, over time?
Over time, that size of tattoo, it could take anywhere, probably a year to a little longer.
Because you have to wait in between?
You do, just to respect the skin.
Absolutely. And then now you talked about the areola replacement. This is fascinating to me. You actually will tattoo these on.
Yes.
Because it's a huge part of feeling good about yourself. Some women want to be reconstructed and have that look. Some women don't care. But if you wanted to have that done, how does that, have you had responses from clients with that kind of?
It's been slow because it's not a service offered around this area yet, and so it's about getting the word out there.
Right.
And it's also a very sensitive procedure for women, so we've got to get the word out, and then slowly.
Now this one I want to have done. This is your Pro-Cell treatment.
Yeah.
This is a like a brand name kind of thing, Pro-Cell?
It is, but it's a brand for a treatment called microchanneling or microneedling. And
what does it involve? How do you make the skin get so smooth like that?
It essentially involves stamping the skin with very small wire filaments, and it creates channels through which you can introduce stem cell growth serums or any other type of serum that helps the skin improve in appearance.
Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, it's great for scars, acne, loose skin, wrinkles, hair growth.
Hair growth? What do you mean?
Growth. Yeah, it'll stimulate a healthy hair follicle to regrow.
So people can do that on their scalps, like?
Yes.
Katie Mohammed, you can do anything. You're a miracle worker.
I am.
When we put so once again, the website is dermalenhancement.com.
It is.
And the Facebook is Dermal Enhancement.
It is.
Okay. People can just contact you. Do you do consults?
I do, yes. Consults are free, and they're important because it's a procedure that people need to know about.
There's also, we're running out of time, we have to go, but you talked about taking care of your lashes. How can we make our lashes grow?
Yes, in the winter in this climate, you need to nourish your lashes, you need to scrub them because gunk grows or doesn't get skin cells grow over top of our lashes.
And what's the oil that makes them grow?
Castor oil really does help make your lashes grow.
I'm going to do that when I go home, okay, because I love, okay. Katie, it's so nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in. We got to go. Well, I'll be seeing you, trust me. And we're back with Luann. I hope she took notes right after this. Thanks for joining us on this Wellness Wednesday. See you tomorrow for Bum Slide Thursday.
Can't wait. Thank you, Casey Security, for sponsoring the show for us every single day of the weekend, even on the weekend. We appreciate it, you guys. And we appreciate you watching. We'll see you tomorrow.